lovely world. So, I've been watching a lot of Disney things. I've seen a lot of Disney things in my time. I've watched all of the movies, or not all of the movies. I've seen a majority of the films that have been released from the day I was born up until today. And I've been to all the parks that are in the United States. I've not been to the park in Tokyo or the park in Hong Kong or the park in Paris because I have never gone outside of the United States. The thing of the matter is that there's so many great things that Disney has done over the course of the 30 years I've been on this earth. From the movies to the TV shows to other things as well. And it's not just the theme parks, it's not just, the movies, it's the whole the company as a whole. They've done amazing things for not just for me, but for every single person on this planet who's ever gone to Disneyland or Disney World or Animal Kingdom or the studios, the Hollywood Studios, or whatever this... I'm sorry if I'm butchering all this stuff. It's played a huge part of my life. And I'm going to continue to support Disney for as long as I can, or as long as I want to. And I've been watching this Imagineering story on Disney Plus, and it's just so interesting and unique about how these parks and this company has been evolving since day one. Since Walt Disney built Disneyland. He didn't physically build it, but he had the idea to make this theme park in California and make this theme park in Florida right before he died. And it's still, they're still learning and they're still growing and they're still, figuring out how to make these parks better every single year that it exists. And they're still imagining things that I possibly couldn't even think of. And it's just amazing to see all these little details, all these small things that make these parks amazing. And I mean, they're still building on the parks. I mean, in California Adventure, they're having a whole new section of the park that's dedicated just for Marvel related stuff. And that's, right in the back there where Tower of Terror used to be. It is now Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And that little area back there, they're going to make so much more than just, it's going to be all about Marvel in that back section of the park where that is. And I want to go see it. And I'm not saying I'm going to go see it this summer when it's finally open and everything is going to start, raveling. But there's other things you can do in Disneyland. Because Disneyland, last summer, they opened that whole Star Wars land in the park. And from what I've heard about the Star Wars land is that most of my friends and most of the people that I've heard that have gone to it have really loved it and liked it. And I'm just curious. I know there's still movies to be made and there's still TV shows to be made and all of that stuff from Marvel, who got bought out by Disney, and all these other franchises, or not franchises, companies that Disney has bought are still expanding. They're still doing so much more than anyone could possibly ever imagine on this planet. And I can't wait to see I want to see what happens next. Whether they're going to add on to the theme parks in Florida and in Hong Kong and in Tokyo and in Paris. And what they're going to do after Marvel opens in this summer for Disney. Are they going to add more stuff to the Disneyland side of the park? Or are they just going to stop? They probably have like 3 or 4 more ideas to add to Disneyland and California Adventure in the next 25, 30 years from now. And I can't wait to see what's next. And I guarantee you, every single person who's ever been to Disneyland, who's ever been to California Adventure, who's ever been to the Magic Kingdom or to Epcot or to Hollywood Studios or any of the surrounding parks around Disney World, they probably want to see what's next. What's going to be the newest big thing that comes out of the theme parks after they finish with the Marvel stuff in California Adventure in Anaheim. What's the next big step that Disney theme parks are going to take? What's the next big step that Disney, the company, is going to do that's going to shock the world? That we don't have any idea of what it's going to be. They do, but we don't, as the consumers of the parks and as consumers of the TV shows and the movies and all of that stuff. We all want to know what's next after Marvel's done in California Adventure. And I'm excited to see what's next, to be honest with you all. And I'm really entertained about possibly going to Disneyland to see what Star Wars looks like, the new Star Wars land looks like in Disneyland. I would love nothing more to go see what's happened in the past 25 years since I last went to the Orlando Disney World, Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. I would love nothing more to show you what's next, what's happened since I've last been to Disneyland and California Adventures and Disney World and Animal Kingdom and Epcot and Hollywood Studios and all that stuff. That's what I am looking forward to in this new decade. Most of all, above all else, those are the things I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to go finish right now. I'm going to go finish the Imagineering story because I just have episode 5 and episode 6 left. And then I'm going to go and watch Mandalorian and see what that whole scenario is about. So this is how energetic I am about Disney, because it's been a part of my life since the day I was born, and I'm going to be 31 in 3 months. And I want to experience what Disney has to offer, not just for me, but for my brothers and for anyone else out there in this world who's loved Disney for their entire lives or just for a shorter period of time. I want to know what you think they could possibly be releasing next after Marvel opens up in California Adventure this summer. That's what their deadline is, that the Marvel Land or whatever they're classifying, Marvel Universe or whatever they're classifying it as in California Adventures, they think it's going to open in the summer. Hopefully it does. I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand spanking new vlog. You all know the drill. Keep real. Bye bye.